was like, oh my gosh, there was an assassination attempt because that cop said we stopped an assassination attempt. What doesn't make sense is that the would-be assassin was let out on a $5,000 bail. So really quick, we need to give you a bit of a recap here. I don't exactly know what to make of this other than the media is very quick to jump on a story regardless of the facts or information. Sunday, the California police stopped what initially appeared to have been a third assassination attempt on Donald Trump. And the reason that people believe that is because you had members of law enforcement and the media say that that is what happened.
The way it worked yesterday is only people that were allowed inside the perimeter, the outside perimeter in a vehicle, was if you lived there or if you had documentation that said you were going to this rally in the form of,
on Reno
of an
911
email with VIP credentials or press credentials. We have his name as Vem, V-E-M, Miller, M-I-L-L-E-R. During that investigation, the deputy eventually found multiple passports with multiple names, multiple driver's license with different names. The vehicle was unregistered, and the license plate was what we in law enforcement would recognize as one that is homemade and indicative of a group of individuals that claim to be sovereign citizens. During the investigation, obviously those identification documents were found in addition to a loaded handgun and a shotgun.
Okay. Jeez. So, by the way, I don't know if you know this. Couldn't care less if there's a loaded handgun or shotgun. They always just throw that in there like a loaded gun. Well, okay, what are you going to throw it at a perp? Of course you should have a loaded. But
they had
passports, ID, unregistered vehicle, you can check all the references. Okay, that appears to be true. The guy's name is Vem Miller. But according to the Riverside County Sheriff, this was put out, he said, we probably stopped another assassination attempt. So that's where this all started. It was like, oh my gosh, there was an assassination attempt because that cop said we stopped an assassination attempt. What doesn't make sense is that the would-be assassin was let out on a $5,000 bail.
That's pretty low, I feel like.
So again, this started to come unraveled as a condition of his bail. Also, this is kind of odd. He's only allowed to wear one outfit in public. Let's see if we can find him here. Yep. Okay. Looking back, we should have. Let's go to the next slide. We have another. That's not even easier. Trying to find him.
Yeah, it looks a little nearer. I think I found him.
Place.
And then the final one.
Where is he?
That's a bad idea.
I know he's one of them.
Someone should have caught it.
I don't find him.
Bad idea.
So here's some kind of weird details, and we don't have all the information here, so you can send it in or comment below. It doesn't seem like this guy is a would-be assassin.
No.
We actually found a clip on Rumble this morning, or an hour and 15-minute video from Vem Miller himself. He vehemently denies that he had any intent to kill Trump. Seems like he's actually been a pretty consistent pro-Trump advocate. He told the Southern California News Group, these accusations are complete bullshit. I'm an artist. I'm the last person that would cause any violence or any harm to anybody. He said that he did have a special entry pass. He never fired the guns that he had. And then he actually released a video explaining quite a bit of it. But here he is. Here's what we know. They caught him, $5,000 bail. All right. Then he released a video and he provided some corroborating evidence that he is a self-declared Trump supporter and actually a conservative.
I'm a Trump caucus captain. I've collected votes for Donald Trump, and I'm also a Trump team leader. I would say in the last 4 years, I've been to a countless number of Trump rallies and Trump events. I have been, and this is again verifiable, pretty much this far away from the former president to a point that I could touch him. I've talked to Don Jr., I've talked to Eric Trump. I know a lot of people within the Trump family and the extended family. And I have been integrally involved. And if I was to guesstimate, and this is again verifiable, I'm sure the Trump campaign has records of all the guest passes they've issued me, the special passes they've issued me. I mean, we're talking about potentially, 20 something more. I don't even remember.
Okay, and here's a video from Vem Miller at the RNC. Again, this is one of those issues where the media pulled the trigger too early, and we'll get to the sheriff in a minute. It seems like he may be a guy looking to make some headlines, but here is Vem Miller at the RNC.
So one thing I don't get is that everything at this convention, at the Republican National Convention, is cashless. This whole place is cashless. So I don't know. See, that's a Republican National Convention behind me. Wonderful people, wonderful time. Just not happy that it's all cashless.
Because now they can track you, man.
Yeah,
the sodas you purchase.
Some people may think that he's maybe a little bit nutty. Sovereign Citizens. It's a group that's. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a violent militia group. They're people who believe that they're basically.
Yeah, it's
some certain laws don't apply because they're unconstitutional. You know. He also, this man, Vem Miller, he's the founder of an anti-mainstream media outlet. It's called America Happens. He founded it in 2008. We don't necessarily need to go to the clip. There have been documentaries that he's created on the deep state, on the problem with the swamp, Democrats. It seems like he's been pretty consistently pro-Trump. It seems like this is a misunderstanding. But where does that misunderstanding take place? I think there's kind of one of two things that could be happening here. The sheriff wants to get his name out there, and I'll get to that in a second, where he seems to be one of these guys who jumps the gun quite a bit and inserts himself into any political issue. And it seems like maybe the media would like to use this to try and say, look, this is the radicalizing of Trump supporters, where we can't even identify the difference between his Trump supporters and his own supporters and crazy people. I don't know, but the problem is there's a lot of misinformation out there on social right now, on X. It's really hard to parse through what's true, so we'll make all these references available. This is interesting to me. The same sheriff in 2020, Chad Bianco, he made a huge scene, and of course, cameras were rolling when he was kneeling with Black Lives Matter.
Vote for me this November.
Lick those boots.
So I don't like him.
This is stupid, right? Nothing really happened. They pull the guy over. There are guns in his car. The Secret Service says that this wasn't likely an assassination attempt. They're not even worried that the president's life was in any danger, and that used to mean something. I know now that maybe doesn't mean as much as we thought it did in the past.
Right.
But then the FBI is not even investigating it as an attempted assassination or anything involving that. He got out on $5,000 bail, and he's a right-wing conservative guy that maybe goes a little too far right sometimes, potentially. This isn't an assassination attempt. This is
seems
like the
like
AOC of assassination attempts. I was 6 buildings away kind of thing.
It seems like this all stems from the sheriff saying, like, yeah, we probably stopped another assassination attempt.
Yes, that's it.
It pretty much comes from one guy who seems like he was really quick to want to be the hero who helped stop the assassination attempt.
Yeah,
That's
you're
really
probably not going to find a guy with a bigger penis than mine.
That's right.
So might as well just stick with me, honey.
That's why it hurts when I kneel, because I kneel on it.
That's what it sounds like. That's the energy, you know?
Anyway, I don't know if there's that much more to touch on with that. It's
No,
it's everywhere right now, and so many people have conspiracy theories, and I don't even know that this warrants any kind of... It's just a guy who probably had some weird stuff in his car.
Yeah. He doesn't like to be tracked, so maybe he has multiple IDs because he doesn't want the government to track him.
Right.
That one's a little weird, man. The passports and the licenses, that one's
I'm
like...
not concerned.
I am.
Why? That guy gets caught everywhere. Are you kidding me?
Because it was difficult for me to get mine. Well, it wasn't. It wasn't, but, you know... It should be.
You think that guy's getting through customs with a fake passport? Come on. They're flagging him immediately.
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, all right. Didn't get by
And he's
TSA.
certainly not paying cash everywhere.
Hey, if you like this video, you want to see more, you can hit the notification bell to know when more videos are up, or just watch weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. We live stream. It's actually live, where we interact with you. And we are so happy to be here with you, because it's a known fact that content creators online are the happiest among us.